Welcome to episode 184 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. The crew's back together this morning. Woo! We got Matt Bowden and Dan Reed.
Got the band back together.
Brah.
Oh, that was annoying.
Yeah.
Off to a rocky start.
Yeah. See, this is why bands break up in the first place.
But then the money stops coming in. You got to go back on tour with these
Right,
assholes.
you got to do the reunion.
Or find a new lead singer.
You got to work it out. You got to start Blink 182 without Tom DeLonge, you know?
Maybe a new bass player.
Wait, can we just focus on the fact that Blink 182's got a new album out,
And it's fantastic.
And they're on concert.
And everyone is playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Welcome to 1992.
What? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is happening?
Blink 182's new album has a 15-second song on it that is hands down my favorite song I've ever heard on the planet Earth, by the way.
I just think if you look at what's going on, it's an odd time.
It's a great time.
Everything old is new again.
Yeah.
Is it Pepsi Crystal's on its way back too?
Yeah, Pepsi Crystal's good. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Pepsi Twist coming next.
Plus Surge is on shelves.
You got Fuller House. You got Girl Meets World.
It's a good time to be alive again.
Sure.
That's it.
That's it. It's all the things coming back. Nobody think anymore.
That's really.
It's like six things.
It's really just those. They're going to bring the NES back.
They are bringing the NES back.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit, I believe.
Yeah.
Or we can talk about it now, I guess.
Let's fucking talk about it
Do
now.
something a little different.
Has Nintendo done the thing that Matt thought there was no way they could do?
No.
Have they started to do the thing that Matt thought there's no way they could do?
No.
Possibly.
I think so.
I think they've solidified that they are a great software developer and nostalgia company. That's it.
I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is a fair statement, Matt. Well, I'm going to reserve judgment until we move
Let's
along
see
a little further. And
let's see the NX.
See what else happens.
Yeah.
You know.
In a year, let's talk. Yeah.
Let's start talking about Pokemon Go.
Jesus God. Okay, let's do it.
Alrighty.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. It's awkward to say that
Pokemon Go?
together. Pokemon Go.
Why?
Because
I don't know.
it's not like
all I
Hitman
can
Go
hear
or
is-
Lara Croft Go.
Right, all I can hear is Mongo at the end.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon Go. It's fine.
And then I think about Mondo, those juice drinks.
Uh-huh.
I think about
They were-
Mongo from Blazing Saddles.
Well, Mondo was like a Kool-Aid squeezer.
Like a Capri Sun?
Whatever. No, but like in the wax bottle things.
That you get to eat the bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those fucking thin
gross.
ass like
those things are
plastic.
fucking gross, man. So were those stupid lips. Remember those lips?
Yeah, wax
Or
lips,
the-
dude.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, wax
gross.
lips. Eat those all day.
Fucking gross.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, those are good.
you two bastards are playing Pokemon Go, and I'm resisting.
Right.
Right.
I'm not just playing it.
Yeah, you're living it.
I'm just playing it. I'm not living
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I've done absolutely no walking at this point.
So, I guess the biggest thing about Pokemon Go is its success, right? Like it's from last week
it's
to
the
this
craze.
week, it's still blowing up, right?
So
Yeah.
So let's just right off the bat, the game not that great.
It's not great. It's not a great app.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not stable.
Doesn't have to be, though.
Part of the problem is that half the world is playing it, and that's the half that has it so far.
But what it
The
offers,
others will
what it offers is simple though. It's genius in its simplicity.
yeah,
Well,
and
I'm not a Pokemon player from way back, but this looks like the Pokemon game that everybody has always wanted because it's a Pokemon sim. It's you actually are a trainer. There actually is a world of trainers. It's not a solitary game anymore. It's something where it's out of the box, but it's the same game essentially, or so it seems. I don't know how true that is, but
it is as watered down as Pokemon can be. But that doesn't matter because they've managed to get everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
So even the people who are hardcore, so they did some smart things. It's the original, Pokemon. So the nostalgia is super, super high on this. If you played Pokemon, these are the ones you love. So that was smart. You know, everyone who is a Pokemon lover, they're hooked just because they want their favorites from their childhood.
Right.
These new people don't give a shit, but the idea that you can play with other people.
Right.
The social aspect of it's pretty cool.
And it's set up to make you, you know, be active and to interact. And so last night I decided to go. We had a little river walk here in town. Connects to like a downtown area where there's some restaurants and stuff like that. I decided to go out there and just see what's up. It's insanity. There's like 400 or 500 people out. And it's all walks of life. Because Pokemon knows no race, color, sex. They don't care. And it's like people helping people. It's like people chatting. I saw people offering other people water. Like it was just like a really nice thing in a time where there's a lot of shit going on in this country. It was really, really cool to see that. And it's like you would hear people get excited when they found something good and everybody would go running over there. And it was strange. I walked like 5 miles, which is something I never do.
Ooh.
But you really don't think about it because, you know, you take 5 steps and something pops up and you're like, oh shit. And then you might take 15 and something pops up or there's a Pokestop or like, so you're active without even realizing it because you're distracted.
Right.
Which is how I need my exercise.
What are you leveled at now?
I'm a level 13.
Fuck.
Which is not crazy high. I do have great balls now.
I'm
so
6.
I'm coming for you, Jigglypuff. You motherfucker. He's the only one that's ever escaped me. I've seen 60. I've seen 61. I've caught 60.
Ah.
So he's pissing me off pretty hard.
This
That's the
conversation
one that
is
got away
pissing me
the other
off.
night.
Yeah, that's the one that got away the other night.
We were on the phone, right? Or we were playing Rocket League.
No. I ended up catching that later on. I forget what that even was. I've got Pikachu. That's a big deal for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah, but he's weak as fuck.
Doesn't matter. He looks good as fuck in my inventory. There was one out yesterday. I don't think anybody located it, but you could tell that he had popped up because people were going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They show you the ones that are near, and he was on the list, and everybody was fucking running around like mad.
You guys see the video of Central Park?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's
so many people.
Embarrassing.
See, but it's not. It's good.
Yeah, I get I get why it's like it's a safe thing to do. It's social. It's fine, but it's weird.
So there will be lots of bad that come from this, but I think unfortunately the good is going to be overlooked because I see a million headlines about Pokemon Go, but they're mostly bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the media cares to focus on with anything, right? You never hear about good stuff anymore. The media just wants to blow up the bad stuff as big as they can.
Right, but I'm telling you, there was something different about yesterday that I don't know if I've ever been a part of something like that. There were just so many people out, and everybody was, like, super nice. And there was, like, kids and old people and adults, and, like, I went to the courthouse, and there's, like, 3 Pokestops right there. And when you get over there, there's about 100 people all just kind of hanging out and chatting, and there's, like, 15 small kids, like, playing around the fountain together. Like, I don't know, it just felt, like, really safe.
Right.
And, like, the police are coming out and handing out water to people. Like, it's just a really neat thing that's happening. And downtown is alive like it never has been since I've been alive living here. So that, I don't know. I think it's neat. I don't think it has much staying power like it is right now.
No,
they're going to have to really add stuff.
Yeah, it'll probably fizzle if they don't make changes.
Yeah, they really have to improve what's there because it's not super deep. Like, I have 60... And we're talking about, 151, 152, depending on who you talk to.
Right.
So, you know, I'm creeping up on half. So they've got to add stuff to keep that fresh.
I'm sure they will. I mean, that's the thing. In the games, aren't there, thousands at this point?
Yeah, I don't even keep up with the new ones.
Yeah.
They're working on adding, like, training. They're trying to add where you can do just battles against each other that aren't gyms. And, of course, everybody's read the headlines that McDonald's is working on turning those into gyms. They're working on getting an exclusive Pokemon just for McDonald's locations.
Yeah. That's where I see this going. Is Best Buy and GameStop and each one get their own exclusive
so smart.
thing. Yeah, for retailers and for video game retailers, especially if you're Walmart, Target, Best Buy, GameStop, if Nintendo gives you the option to pay money to be a part of this, you absolutely should.
Well, so my office is located, and Matt, you can speak to this too.
Yeah.
My office is located beside two Pokestops. It's not actually, but they're really close. I can see both of them from my window.
Yeah. My office.
It's a steady line of traffic all day long.
My office is a Pokestop.
Right.
Yeah, and it is a steady line of people walking up to the front door or walking as close to the front door as they can, or in if they can get in. They will make a lap around the store while they stare at their phone and then walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have something to offer, now neither one of us work in a kind of place where it really benefits. But if you worked in a retailer,
Right.
it's fucking genius.
Yeah.
Because it's bringing people in to your retail location.
Yeah.
And GameStop of all places, like if they can get you to walk inside of a GameStop so you can stare at their giant Pokemon Think Geek display.
Yep.
Right.
It's just dollar signs.
Yep. Well, I mean, they do it when the Pokemon games come out, right? And you have to, and they're like, oh, come by for this and such day for this and such hour to get this legendary Pokemon, right? Why wouldn't they do it with Pokemon Go? That brought kids in like nothing else did.
I just wonder though, have they? Is it at its apex right now?
It's gonna get there. I think Pokemon Go is a flash in the pan thing for the majority of people, and for the Pokemon hardcore, it's the cell phone game that could go on forever if they continue to update it. But I see it kind of like, I don't know, like any other big cell phone craze. Everybody wants to play it while everybody's playing it, and then it's over and people forget about it. It's not a big deal. I think it's great for Nintendo though. For Nintendo the company, it proves that they still know how to make a good game. But that
or at least one that appeals to everybody of all ages.
Right, and that the platform doesn't matter. It doesn't have to come out on a Nintendo console. People want to play Nintendo games, but they need to make them accessible to everybody. I think that's all Pokemon Go really proves, is if Nintendo would release a game that everybody can get without having to go buy the Nintendo exclusive console. Yeah.
So the weird part about this game is that Nintendo potentially benefited more than anyone. And they didn't make this game.
No, they didn't.
They don't own Pokemon.
No, they don't.
Not all of it, at least. They do own some, but they're not a majority owner of Pokemon. The Pokemon Company is. Just strange. Like, all anyone talks about is Nintendo when they talk about Pokemon.
Because they've been linked for so long.
Well, they have exclusive rights to the games.
Well, yeah, because they do own some of Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't think they
like
own the
Pokemon
licensing or anything, but I think if there's a game, they get a share of it.
Oh yeah, they're making a share of this,
Yeah.
and not to mention their stocks went up. I think $9 billion
fucking
in the first week.
Something crazy.
Their company, their market value went up $9 billion. There are reports that the game grossed $14 million in 6 days. I mean, it's a phenomenon, but I don't know how long it lasts. People are going to get bored with it. People are going to.
Yeah.
It was fun to be a part of it in the beginning. My dad downloaded it, and I said, "Why?" He said, "I just wanted to see what everybody was talking about."
Right.
He caught 2, and he closed it out, and he'll probably never open it again. So, but I mean, there are tons of people who do that very thing, who open it and find something special and keep playing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's strange, but you can't turn a TV on without people talking about it. You can't look at Facebook or Twitter.
The internet, any part of the internet, really.
Several days, either all the crazy reports are coming out that it has more active users than Twitter. It has more active users than
Snapchat, Instagram.
Yeah. Tinder.
Tinder, that was
more
the
people
one.
playing Pokemon Go than Tinder. Like, had more engaged users than Facebook. Like, people are using the shit out of this, and it's not even all the countries yet. There's still several countries that don't have it. So, it probably is still going to get bigger, but I don't know how long the star burns.
Yeah, but it's very bright while it's burning, and that's what
very fucking bright.
And that's what matters,
Sure
right?
is.
Mitomo did the same thing. Mitomo came out, and everybody was like, "What is this? Oh, this is goofy. Oh, this is fun," and played it really, really, really obsessively for like 4 weeks. And I haven't touched it since. But in the time that it was open, I spent probably $20 in that thing on a free app.
Why do people care so much about Nintendo?
The Nintendo...
Mitomo's not a property that you love.
Yeah, we talk about this, like the three of us in private and sometimes on the podcast. We've talked about this a lot. Nintendo has this way of making something fun in simplicity, right?
Right.
Mario is one of the most engaging games on the planet, and all you can do is run and jump.
That's all you need to do.
The simplicity of their games makes them accessible to everyone. They know how to make something fun, and Mitomo is nothing but a social networking avatar, but it's fun because it's goofy. They know what they're doing when it comes to that stuff. They just need to get their head out of their ass about their consoles. They need to let that horse die in the corner by itself, and develop these games that people want to play. Right? Pokemon Go is a phenomenon, but it doesn't need to come out on a Nintendo console. They've proven that Nintendo games don't need to come out on a Nintendo console to be so successful that they take over. Mario doesn't have to come out on a Nintendo console anymore.
Right. I'm just blown away by their success. Now, before we talk about this new console, I'll put that in air quotes. I'm going to read some headlines that I found interesting for Pokemon Go before we move on.
Sure.
Tell me.
Yeah, I heard most of I read most of these, too.
Tell me if these are confusing to you. Pokemon Go player finds naked woman vandalizing church.
No confusion there.
Sounds like they... yeah.
Pretty straightforward title.
Sounds like he found two things.
Uh-huh.
Naked woman and vandalism.
How about this one? Man quits job to play Pokemon Go full-time.
I like that one. That's my favorite one. Like, he didn't think it through.
Where's the end game there?
I don't know.
How do you get money?
Yeah.
How you paying
Unless
bills?
he's gonna wear. What if he wears what if someone pays him to wear their shirts or something while he's catching them all? Or what if he? This is a great idea. If he like quits his job and everything is on film, and you get to track his journey. That's going to come out in Pokemon Go, the documentary.
But why?
How about man finds dead body?
That's
a lot of intrigue.
Yeah,
there.
that seems like Pokemon Go wasn't necessary for it. Somebody's going to find a dead body, no matter
Eventually.
what.
Or were they?
No. Yeah. Was it hidden real well? Except until Pokemon fucked it up?
This one confuses the shit out of me.
Right.
Hillary Clinton wants you to play Pokemon. Trump says he doesn't have time. To what? Trump doesn't have time to want you to play Pokemon?
That's why you have to
understand.
click on it. That's why you have to click on it. These are just headlines. Here's one that leaves no confusion. Pornhub Pokemon searches spiked by 136% following the release of Pokemon Go.
I want to know what the number was before the release.
I want to know the words that are searched in conjunction with Pokemon.
Me too.
Jeez.
Like, it says Pokemon searches, so it's probably not just the word Pokemon.
Right.
No.
Like, what is that paired with?
Right. Like, I don't... Pokemon anal.
Pokemon fucking?
I don't understand. Pokemon anal? Pokemon BBW? What the... I don't understand.
Pokemon BBC? Like,
Right.
what is this?
Right. Exactly.
Is it Pikachu getting a BJ?
You got to click on it. From a Jigglypuff.
Yeah, you got to... Mm-hmm.
And lastly, Pokemon Go data usage will be free on T-Mobile for a year.
That's pretty cool.
There's a company counting on the craze to be over in 3 weeks.
Yeah, but there's a company who says, play the shit out of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that's smart. Like, right now, if you think, this guy who quit his job, he's got to see that and think, that's a company I need to be with. Because they get it like I do.
Right. Because one has nobody and one requires no money. So, or one has no money and one requires no money. So that's like a match made in heaven right there.
There are two things Pokemon Go doesn't care about: your battery life and your fucking data plan.
Yep.
It gives not one fuck about either one of those things.
You know what's really sad? I see people on Facebook and Twitter posting about having to turn their data on and off to play Pokemon Go, and the only thing I can think of, who are these poor pieces of shit that can't leave their data on all the time?
All right. Well, what I think about is I left my house. I went to the Riverwalk, maybe a 25-minute drive. At that point, my phone is at 100%. I charged it on the drive over.
Right.
After Pokemon going for about an hour and a half, I was at 20%.
Yep. But you got an iPhone, so
it's
the game doesn't matter. Everybody's phone is dead. There's just cords coming out of everybody's pocket going to their juice sack.
Right. Anybody heard of buying a external battery?
I did.
Yeah.
I had to charge.
You got like a 20,000 milliamp hour battery?
Okay, let me tell you what I'm charging with, because I am who I am. I'm charging with the Vita portable charger.
Jesus Christ.
The PlayStation branded, officially licensed Vita charger. Released by Sony.
What's the cost and how many milliamp hours?
I don't know. I don't care. It's got a big PS on the front.
Right. I'd be into it if it's high enough.
I got it really cheap. It's probably not super high, but I got it really cheap because no one uses their Vita.
Right. So all the
one thing I buy a charging cable.
I picked it up at but you can use it for anything.
Right.
I picked it up at I want to think Best Buy for like $14. It's square, so it doesn't fit in your pocket super well. It's not rectangle; it's square.
Right. I got one of the small rectangle ones.
Yeah, I also have a tube-shaped one that looks like a soft dick in your pocket, and not the best design when it comes to that either.
Or is it? You meet somebody, like, hey, quit staring.
Got a portable charger? You just happy to see me? Right. It's a portable charger.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah. All right.
Why don't you touch it and find out?
That's right. Why don't you plug your phone into it and just see what happens?
Yeah.
And then, all right, that's all the Pokemon talk we're going to do.
But let's talk about this. Can we go straight into the next thing?
Yeah.
I think we should.
And then we'll go over stuff that we played.
This is all a bigger tied into is Nintendo. Are they changing things?
Turning over a new leaf.
A new leaf green.
God damn it, stop with the Pokemon.
Is releasing a miniature NES with 30 built-in games.
Yeah.
Bringing back a little teeny tiny NES that fits in the palm of your hand.
This is 4 years after the craze of doing that, though.
Yeah, after the miniature stuff, the mini Wii and all that.
After the 1001 games.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Every Genesis game ever made in the palm of your hand.
They had to let it go away for a minute, let people get nostalgic for that. But this is
it's fucking genius.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing that we're always saying. If they just release an NES, we always say if they just call the new console the Nintendo Entertainment System. But this is probably the second best of that. If they just re-release the NES and make it fun again.
You're not going to need any cartridges or anything because the door doesn't work. All the games are going to be preloaded. You're never going to be able to get more games. You can't upload more games.
I don't know if that's true.
No, they said.
I don't know if that's true.
They said yesterday it came out.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to get more games for this, but I think you're going to get Series 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, yeah.
I think they will make more of these tiny baby NES.
Well, that might be, but you're never going to get more games for this one that's coming out.
Yeah, easily the worst part of it because we're missing Metal Gear on there. We're missing some. They have most of the classics, but we're missing some.
It was replaced by Balloon Flight,
right? But they do have Ghosts and Goblins and Final Fantasy and stuff like that. But
we'll read through the whole list real quick because it's not that long. But I think this is smart. I do think they miss. There should be. First off, I think the fuckers should take cartridges.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have them, great. If not, we're not going to make any new ones. But whatever. But also, it should have a USB on the side where you can
expand it.
Buy a flash drive for $15 that has 10 games on it.
Or it should have network capability so you can hook it up to their network and buy games for their virtual console.
That makes too much sense. There's no way they would do that.
It would be too simple.
It would have to be my idea. There's no way they would do that.
Right. They got so close.
You're talking give people access to the thing they already bought?
Right. Or give people who've never bought a new Nintendo console the ability to take part in that network and actually spend more money than this $60. Like, don't cut them off at $60. Let them spend more.
Now, let me tell you something that's both awesome and concerning.
Okay.
They're releasing a new controller for this thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It is the original design, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The plug, however, is the same plug on the bottom of your Wii controller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your Wiimote.
So you can plug it into your Wiimote and use that for your Nintendo Wii.
Yeah. So
here's what scares me.
Some people are only going to buy the controller and play virtual arcade games on their Wii U or their Wii.
No, I'm cool with that too because the controller is only $10, which is a fucking great price point. What concerns me is what the fuck is the NX?
I'm telling you, the NX is a cell phone.
Why doesn't this have a plug, or are they still using the stupid fucking plug for the NX? This should, whatever this is, should work with the NX.
Holy shit! What if it's called the Nintendo Entertainment Experience NEX?
It could be, but why? Unless they're using the stupid plug again,
The plug
Why
works.
it this way?
The plug works. Let them use their plug format. It doesn't have to be wireless.
I mean, I hope
USB.
so. Is what I'm saying. Like the NX needs to have this because this is brilliant. You know how many controllers they're going to sell? Like, forget the system. All the people on Virtual Console, they're going to sell a shit ton of these controllers.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if they come out with a SNES, an N64? Like, as these controllers are $10, $15, $20, they have all the shit to make them.
Yeah.
People will go fucking bananas, especially if I can plug whatever controller I want into my NX.
Yeah.
And play whatever the fuck I want. It is just everything Nintendo has ever made. Also mobile. They confuse me. I just hope this works. So the price point on this new fancy console, $60. It does have HDMI out. So you're going to see these like you've never seen them before. Potentially.
Right.
You no longer have to use passwords. You just got suspend points.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Sounds real good.
Because passwords were cool at the time. Passwords aren't so cool anymore.
Man, passwords aren't cool, are they?
I liked passwords. I liked writing them down. Then not being able to remember if it's a 6 or a G. Nobody knows what anything is.
I don't know if I've ever told this story on here. Did I ever talk about Black Bass on here?
There's a good chance. We've been doing this for 3 years. So
I wrote down the password in my fucking chicken scratch as a child.
Right.
To the Black Bass. And when I entered it back in, it unlocked like everything. Had like unlimited money.
Whoa.
No clue what I did. Fucked something up real bad, but I bought everything in that game and I was a fucking fishing master.
I don't know if you were a fishing master just because you could buy everything.
Man, you got the best gear, you put yourself in the best possible position to catch the big ones. It was perfect. This is my happiest password moment ever. Typically what would happen is I type it in, it'd say password invalid. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now?
I was going to say, my happiest password moment was when it worked.
Yeah. Man, we've come a long way.
No shit.
So, it's going to release November 11th. Like I said, $60. It's called the NES Classic Edition. The packaging is phenomenal because it is the original looking package.
Right, just smaller.
Just tiny baby.
Yeah.
Somebody read through the list of games.
All right. You got Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, which is not as good as Castlevania 1.
Both those games are pretty good, though.
I'm not a big fan of Simon's Quest.
Really? I like both those.
Yeah, Simon's Quest has a great soundtrack, but I didn't care for the game, especially the end of it. Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2: The Revenge. Double Dragon 1 is missing. Dr. Mario, Excite Bike.
Or Mario.
Yeah,
if you like that
Dr.
better.
Mario. Excite Bike, the only one that really matters. Final Fantasy, which is a good get. Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, which is another great one. That's hours and hours of fun. Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus.
Ice Climber's real good.
Ice Climber and Kid Icarus are two really good ones. Kirby's Adventure.
Kid Icarus is fucking hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Kid Icarus is a great game though. Mario Bros. Mega Man 2, which I get, but why not?
Some people will argue the best Mega Man.
Yeah, some people will, but I would put Mega Man 1 on there. Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out. This is not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This is the original Punch-Out.
I think we can all agree this is a misstep.
Yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out should have been on there for sure. Yeah, Sandman and Mr. Dream. Star Tropics, which I don't know what that is. Super C, which I assume is Super Contra.
It is.
That's correct.
Yeah, because why isn't the original Contra on here? Super Contra, not as good. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, the trifecta, Tecmo Bowl, great game, and Legend of Zelda 1 and Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, which is not a good game. They could have replaced it with anything else. So there's some good stuff on there.
If you've just listened to that list and you think there's not $60 worth of value there, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, I mean, in the three Super Mario Brothers games, there's $60 of value.
I 100% agree with that.
Yep.
That is a hefty list. Now, I think what's most impressive, these are not all first party.
No. Yeah, a lot of this is not first party.
Like, it makes sense to me that I feel like they got games that people like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably took a look at the Virtual Console and said, "What are people buying?"
Yeah. I feel like they missed some big stuff from the era, but for the most part, man, they got most of the games from 84 to 93 that fucking matter. So,
very true.
This is a damn good list. I mean, so I think what's going to happen, people are going to buy this. Games like Excitebike that you love, when you put in, you're going to realize you only want to play Excitebike for about 15 more minutes. Punch-Out, same thing. Like,
no,
you don't,
Punch-Out's good all the way through, man.
You don't want to play these games like you think you want to play these games.
Punch-Out's good.
But things like Castlevania, Ghost and Goblins, Kid Icarus, Kirby, the Marios, Mega Man, Metroid, the Zelda, the Final Fantasy.
Ninja Gaiden.
There's some staying power here. There's some hours of entertainment here.
What the hell is Star Tropics? That's the only game on here that I don't know what it is.
It's been forever since I played Star Tropics.
It's a flight simulator, isn't it? Space flight simulator?
I have Star Tropics. I can see the cover. The cover is like a green, like fieldy looking thing.
Huh.
Apparently
Hold on, let me search for it. I'm going to search for it. It could be. I just know that it's like a... You see like a whole little like setting at the beginning.
Yeah.
Here, I'm searching for it now.
Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, it's got more sky than I thought in the picture, but there is like an earthy looking thing. Star Tropics is an action-adventure video game released by Nintendo in 1990. Unlike most Nintendo's games, it was never released or intended to be released in Japan. It was a North America and European release only. What the fuck is it, though? Plot. It's a top-down. Looks kind of like Zelda.
Okay.
The story, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck is it? It's 2D top-down perspective, similar to many role-playing games of that era. It's divided into several chapters.
I really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It's taking too long.
It doesn't look like space, for sure.
I'm thinking of something different then. Quite obviously.
Yeah. Now it says, what does it say? A test of island courage. That's what it says underneath Star Tropics.
What?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to buy this just to play that game.
Are you interested in this, Dan?
Not really. I mean, I have a Nintendo.
And Matt, you are interested.
Yeah, 100%. If I hadn't already spent $200 in pre-ordering games this week, I would go ahead and pre-order one of these rascals. So, but I feel like these will be readily available, so I'm not really...
Yeah,
I'm going to get one. And I probably have the least amount of reason to have one.
Right, because you own all of these games and like 4 consoles.
I own probably all but 2 of these games on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that it's... Yeah, I won't be getting one.
It's just convenient. I'm going to throw this in the living room with HDMI, and I'm just going to jam on these every now and then.
This is one of those things that in the living room for like get-togethers, for, you know, like SummerSlam's coming up. And so next year when SummerSlam comes up and I've got this sitting in the living room, before the wrestling starts, like people may actually want to play like Ice Climbers or something while they're sitting around drinking and hanging out. It's something fun to do to sit and burn 25 minutes whenever I get home from work. Like that's
the thing, when you don't have time to play something, you can jump on here and play Punch-Out until it's time to go.
Right. This is great because these are so gaming's getting back to these kind of games, right? It's getting back to the idea of Galaga and Donkey Kong and stuff like that, where you don't have to invest 12 hours anymore. You can sit down and play for 5 or 10 minutes. You know, Rocket League, Pokemon Go, that kind of thing. So the idea of being able to hop into Mega Man and, you know, play through a level and not have to remember a password anymore, that's great.
No passwords is really fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan's real hung up on the password.
I just want to say that again.
They heard him bad.
I cannot reiterate enough how awesome the password thing is.
Plus, I'm dying to have the corners of the controller dug into my hand after playing for about 15 minutes.
Does this hurt collecting?
No. I think this is something to collect. I don't think this, because if it used cartridges, yeah, this hurts collecting. But because you can't take your cartridge collection and pop it into this thing now, I think
actually, if it took cartridges, I think collecting would go to a fucking new high.
I think the old consoles would become not as collectible.
The old consoles would, but the games would skyrocket.
Possibly.
Because people won't like. What if you wanted to play Metal Gear? It wasn't on here. You would go buy one today.
Well, I've got it, but
I'm saying if you did.
Oh yeah, I'd go buy the console like today just to pop Metal Gear 1 and 2 in. Yeah, you're right, but
or vice versa. You had the console, but Metal Gear wasn't on there. You would find one just to play that.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been. I understand why they didn't make it take cartridges because they don't want to confuse people. They just want you to plug it up and play.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I think it would have been genius.
Yeah, give people the option.
I don't know. Nintendo make it smart moves.
But I think what the problem is that if they allow it to take cartridges, they have to manufacture new cartridges for it as well.
No,
I don't think they do.
Nah.
I don't think they do.
Otherwise, it's a big waste of money for that. Not enough people are going to be interested in putting a cartridge in this thing all these years later to want this with a way to put a controller in it.
Well, that's why you give them the option. They've got 30 set games. They've got the option to buy a virtual console.
But then that doesn't make sense for the manufacturing process.
It should just have a hard drive and link to the virtual console. I mean, that's
how
it should have been done.
Link to the virtual console. That I agree with. I don't think.
I like the cartridge idea, and I like the flash drive idea too.
The flash drive idea is much more Nintendo. 10
to 15 games, charge me $10 to $15 for them, and just let me go buy packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the thing is that there's 2 good games in a pack, and you got about 4 or 5 packs.
Yeah. 100% how that works.
Yep,
Have you met Nintendo?
I'm familiar.
If you want pro wrestling, you're gonna have to buy this bullshit.
Yeah, I've got that though. See, I've got all the games I love from NES. So I want to be able to just pop them in this and play these games, and if there's a gem floating around the virtual console, I want to be able to get that too.
But you're probably the minority.
Yeah. So
for who this is for.
Just like classic Nintendo form, they've got a great idea, but it's like 2 cents off the fucking mark.
I think this is pretty fucking smart.
Dude, people are super excited about this.
I mean, you text me, Matt. Your Facebook and Twitter were nothing but this tiny NES and Pokemon Go.
Yep. That's true. For like 4 days, that's all it was. For
a company that most people have counted out at this point.
Yeah.
Seems like they've done some reevaluating, like we talked about.
You just can't give up on them. They're too fucking good when they're down and out.
Sounds like Reggie is listening to the official Gamestitch podcast.
I'm starting to feel like we should be asking for some consultation fees.
Right.
Now, what concerns me is why they can't do it when they're up.
Right. Like, why do they have to wait until people are like, God damn, Nintendo's going away?
I guess
similar to how we play Rocket League.
I guess when you're super rich, you can do what you want with
your money. We're never good at Rocket League until we're down by 4 goals.
That's true.
I can't fucking figure it out. Why do we have to put ourselves into such a fucking pickle?
Yeah, we've gotten really, really good at that.
So Nintendo does that same thing. Like they have to get to the point where everybody's like, "Fuck Nintendo, they're done." Before they're like, "You know what? Are we?
Yeah, we'll show you.
Are we?
We'll show you."
Reggie's got a little smirk on his face. He's like, "Are we done?"
Yeah, it sounds like a haha. Showed you, didn't we?
Right.
Or can I just trade you this tiny baby NES for your wallet?
Right. You sandbagging son of a bitch.
Yeah. And next year when it comes out in blue and it's got 20 other games.
God damn it! When they release the blue one.
Uh-huh.
That's when
they're fucking smart. When the baby tiny SNES comes out next year with 30 games.
Yeah, they're supposedly they're in the works to release a baby SNES too.
Oh yeah, they'll probably do it. I feel like this is something they're going to do with everything now. With each of their systems.
To the GameCube, they can do this.
Yeah.
I don't think a baby N64 makes much sense.
I think it tugs at some heartstrings again. What about stick with me on this. What about a Game Boy?
That's
with built-in games.
Like a baby Game Boy though? Like it's got to be a cell phone size?
Like a Game Boy Pocket with 30 games built in.
Yeah, but all it really needs is Tetris.
But I'm saying, like, they build in 30 games. You can't expand it. You can't do anything with it but turn it on and play it.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Like, there's still lots of ways for them to
do things.
To do these little things.
Yeah.
I think a SNES is 100% happy.
Tapping into the nostalgia of their company, it's
so smart, though.
That's their key to success, and hopefully that's what they've picked up from this.
A black box that plugged in that played these same games wouldn't be half as successful as one that fucking looks right.
Right.
It looks like it's supposed to look. It'll look good on your shelf.
Right.
The controller is the fucking same controller. It's so smart. I'm telling you, that somebody up there only opens his door when shit gets bad.
Isn't that the
Brings
truth?
everybody in. He's like, sit down. Everybody shut up. Tosses out about 5 ideas, and everybody goes back to work.
Right. Then he goes back into his little closet. He listens to our podcast all the time, writing down ideas on his all dry erase board walls.
You kidding? He's writing down ideas on his paint program for his Wii U.
Oh my god. No.
Okay.
Did you guys play anything good this week?
I thought we talked about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Is that all you played?
I didn't play many games this week. Yeah, I played like WWE, but I pre-ordered a couple of games that I was trying to get my hands on. The Last Guardian Collector's Edition came back up at Best Buy, so I dropped the money on that. And then WWE 2K17. God damn it! We just talked about this like a month ago. You guys asked me if I was going to buy it, and I said no.
You did say no.
I paid for it because there's a collector's edition coming out.
You lied.
Right. Well, here's the thing. So there's a collector's edition coming out that's focused on their independent level promotion in NXT, which is the best thing that they have going right now. And my favorite wrestler from Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura, is only available if you pre-order the collector's edition. And I have to have that. So, and it comes with a statue of this guy Finn Balor, Prince Devitt, who's a pretty big deal, and a poster of Shinsuke, and a bunch of all this other stuff. But 16 is a fantastic wrestling game, and I think that they're only going up. So it seems to be that since 2K took over the series, it's really good. So I just went ahead and did it for the collectors.
But they're smart too,
right?
Like, they get it, too. They know people feel like you feel.
Yeah. Well, 15 was so bad that I said I would never buy 16, and then 16 went on sale, and I bought it. It turned out to be really good, and I ended up buying the season pass and everything like that. So 17, I expect to be just as good as 16, plus it has... Now that all of my favorite wrestlers are in the WWE... Right. Now Shinsuke is not in Japan anymore. Now... Kevin Owens is not in ROH anymore. Now everybody that I love is in the same federation. Spending $100 on a game that has them all in there, so that I don't have to download crappy created wrestlers it's great, and they've made a way for that to make sense for me. So that, plus it doesn't come out till October, so might as well pay for it now and just get a surprise game on my doorstep when it comes out.
Speaking of surprise game,
yeah.
I bought No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I can't find it.
You didn't buy No Man's Sky. You bought...
Sorry.
Song of the Deep.
I bought Song of the Deep, and I can't find it.
Right.
So at some point, I will also have a surprise game.
Awesome. You hope so. You hope you didn't
when I
leave
figure
it on
out
top of your
what
car.
the fuck... No one broke into my car and stole a $15
No, I bet you
game.
left it on top of your car. You peeled out of the mall parking lot like a dummy. And now somebody picked it up out of the mall parking lot.
Didn't you say you were looking at it in your car?
I looked at it in the car. So I purchased the game.
Mm-hmm.
I walked... So we had an in-depth conversation about the Pokemon Go inside GameStop. I walked to my car, sat down, turned the air on because I'm fat and I can't be in there without air. Pulled the game out of the bag, read the back, looked the case over really well, put it back in the bag, and that's the last time I saw it.
Now you can't even find the bag?
Can't find the bag, can't find the receipt.
Dude, it's down in the area, like between the seat and the...
I don't think you understand. I have been through... I've done everything but take the seats out of this car.
Take the seats out.
It's not in the fucking car.
It's in the car.
I got online to make sure I actually bought it.
You thought it was all just a hallucination?
Like, maybe I didn't even fucking buy this thing.
It's in the car.
It's not. It's gone.
I can't wait for you to go out after the podcast and be like, I was just in the back seat under a jacket the whole time.
I've been in the car like 4 times already.
Yeah.
It's not in the car.
You got those...
Did somebody move it in the house? Did you take it in the house? Do you remember?
It's not in the house. It's nowhere.
It's somewhere.
Did you get...
Extensive search has been done for
Did you
this.
just put it straight in the trash can when you got home?
Maybe.
Did you think that it was not in the bag and just threw the bag away?
I mean, there's a chance I had trash in my hand and tossed both bags.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I mean...
I always noticed that I did it, but I've done it before.
I was probably Pokemoning, though.
Well...
Oh, man. Headline. Man trashes brand new game playing Pokemon.
Man loses $14.99 value.
Did you?
It won't be that. It'll be like, guess what? This is what the headline will say. Guess what? One man threw away while playing Pokemon Go, and you'll have to click on it. and You'll be like, well, that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you take the trash out yet?
It's not going to reflect very well on Song of the Deep either.
Did you take the trash out yet?
Oh yeah.
God damn.
I bought it Tuesday.
Gone forever, man. Gone.
No,
It's almost yeah. When you listen to this podcast, this story's a week old.
Well, there's some
Jeez.
trash man that you made happy.
No, that's the thing. It would just go in the back and get smashed.
Maybe it was sitting on top.
It's a robot arm that picks it up.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. We don't have the robot arm here.
I never wanted to be a trash man more in my life than when they got the robot arm because I'm like, that's a fucking game if I've ever seen one.
Right.
You have to like line that thing up.
Mm-hmm.
You scoop up the trash can. For those who haven't seen it, it's this giant robot claw
Dude,
that shoots out the
it's
side.
the fucking claw game at Walmart is
Yeah,
all it is.
it grabs the fucking trash can and aggressively slings all the trash up in it and sets it back down where it got it. And it eliminates the need for the guy on the back, which does kind of break my heart a little bit.
Somebody lost
But
a
he's still
job.
there. But he's still there.
No, I don't. Not here.
No?
Just a driver. I don't care that he lost his job.
Oh, okay.
It's just a trash. In my mind, a trash truck has got a guy riding on the back.
Right.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. So that breaks my heart a little bit because if you're alive now, you might have never known the joy of seeing someone ride on the back of a smelly truck.
Yeah, there is something to that. Having the time of his
Yeah,
life.
something kind of.
Because as much as you didn't want to be a trash man, you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I still want to do that.
Because you just want to ride on the back of the truck. It's not the job. You just want to be hanging onto the back of the truck.
I don't
Right.
think being a trash man is as bad as people make it out to be. They make really good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they gotta
And-
smell bad.
So,
All right, go
I know
for it,
people
buddy.
that do that for free, so.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people stink for nothing. And think about it, like, how bad do you really want to ride on the back of that
Real
truck?
bad.
Kids love you.
Yeah.
Kids like the trash man because they're fascinated.
Yeah.
And because they get to ride on the back of the truck.
I read stories about, like, on the Yahoo, because I like the feel-good news.
Yeah.
Oh, will they
About
give them
kids who,
birthday
like-
cards and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that
People,
article.
like, kids love their trash man.
Brought her out a cupcake?
Yeah.
Brought out the trash guy cupcake for his birthday.
And another one where this kid I think he had cancer, and the trash guy on the kid's birthday, because the kid kept telling him his birthday's in 2 weeks and 4 days and tomorrow. So on his birthday, the trash man brought him a trash truck, like a little toy one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fucking, like, trash people are cool.
Trash people like it's a race.
Yeah. Trash people are okay. They're all right. And if they're playing Pokemon Go, they're fucking loading up.
Wow.
Think about the guy on the back of the truck. He can just do it the whole time the other guy
So
drives.
plus he can incubate his eggs and not have to do anything because he's fucking barely moving most of the time.
Right, as long as he's going slow enough.
So
yeah,
it
those
counts
eggs will
as
hatch
walking.
like fucking mad.
It's going to think it's walking.
Yeah. Man,
I know.
this show brought to you by
The trash man.
Excuse me, trash people.
Trash.
I played some different stuff this week, believe it or not.
What was it?
Wait, let me guess.
Okay.
The Division, Rocket League.
I did play those, yes.
I'm trying to think if I saw you playing anything else. No, that's it. Those are the only two I got.
I played and finished Whispering Willows.
Never heard of it.
It sounds like a douche.
It's a
That just sounds good to me.
it's a puzzle platformer.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it was good.
I might get that. How much was that?
It was on sale.
Well, God damn it, I missed the sale. Thanks for the text.
You may have. I didn't know if you'd like it or not.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, check this out. You might like it," and me making that decision.
It was a good game, and it was free a couple months ago. But I finally downloaded and played tabletop racing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of neat.
I've heard that from you're the second person now to tell me it's kind of neat. I think I'm gonna never play it. Though.
Yeah,
It's
I've got
kinda
it.
neat.
I've got it installed and everything. I just haven't given it.
Does it have
time of
multiplayer?
day. Yeah,
It does have multiplayer.
yeah.
How many people?
4. Yeah.
Maybe we should play it. Now it sounds good again.
But it's pretty neat that you earn all the stuff and you can customize. But your
shit.
little cars look so cute.
All right, I need to play it.
And you're like-
I've 180'd on this game.
And all the tabletop racing, it takes place in a garage. So is it?
Yeah, the levels
like
are really cool.
Yeah,
I'm back
the
in.
levels are cool because it's what I mean when they take place in the garage is there's like bars of soap in the middle of the track, and it's like books stacked up that make the walls of the
it reminds me of
mechanics manuals.
It's like Katamari Damacy, but you're playing with penny erasers.
It was really pretty good. I was surprised. I spent a lot of time with it last night, more than I was planning on.
I'm back in. I'm gonna get it.
And it's I'm not a big racing game guy, but I finished like the first heat last night, which is like 8 races.
Your first heat always your hardest.
I always finish.
That's 2 jokes for you.
I don't think either of them were jokes. You and I have very different definitions of jokes.
They were jokes. They were definitely jokes.
Both true. Also,
and, yesterday during the day, I binge watched Stranger Things on Netflix. Have you guys watched it?
Okay, so I started that last night while we laid down for bed, but it was way too late, and I couldn't get into it. It looks phenomenal.
It's fucking great.
All I've heard are good things.
It's only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people complain about, but man, it doesn't slow down. And there's some weird plot things like there is with any movie or TV show where like someone does a dumb thing just to move the plot forward.
Yeah.
But the nostalgia, man, it's like for me especially because it takes place in 1983.
Yeah. They're playing D&D in the first like 20 minutes, and that was enough to make me want to play or watch.
D&D has a huge plays throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
Like, not them playing it, like how them playing it relates to the choices they make and the things they find out.
Oh, so, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But it's got, it hits the nostalgia. I mean, these kids, like, especially the 2 best friends, I mean, they look like they're straight out of a Goonies casting call, man.
Yeah.
But it hits the old Steven Spielberg, Richard Donner, Goonies, Explorers, all those, but it mixes in a little bit of Stephen King and The Thing, and it's John Carpenter. It's a real cool amalgam of everything I love about the 80s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I just literally 8 hours just over and over, and I just watched the whole thing. I did not take a break.
Yeah, it really looks like something that I could give a shit about. So I'm hoping to get Ricky into it enough that we actually sit down and watch it, because we're running out of stuff to watch on Netflix. We finished The Office and Parks and Rec.
Nicole didn't like it.
Yeah, but Ricky loves that stuff. Like, Ricky's favorite movie is Tron and Planet of the Apes. So, she likes that stuff that we like. So
Okay.
I'm excited to hear good reviews on that, because I really want to actually watch that.
Yeah, Nicole doesn't like that kind of stuff.
Man, you better fix
so
that.
I was like, so we actually started to watch it Friday night. I was like, we'll start watching this. If you like it, we'll watch it. I'll wait, and I won't watch it without you.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, then I don't give a fuck. I'm watching. So sure enough, she was watching Orange is the New Black yesterday during the day, and I was out on the living room of my PS4 watching Stranger Things.
Orange is the New Black. What a terrible 4th season. If you've not finished that yet.
It's not for me.
That's a show that I love, but that 4th season was garbage water.
I mean,
It lost me after the second season.
Oh.
See, she's on the 3rd season now, and it's just too, I don't know, it's too much.
I did start watching Shameless.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good.
It's good.
Shameless is so good.
Shameless is exactly what it sounds like.
Yes, it is.
There's a show called Flaked that is really good
Are
also.
you watching the European one or the...
No, I'm watching the
with
US
William
one.
H. Macy?
Yeah, he's fucking incredible.
I know he is.
He's fucking incredible. That show is... it's real.
I like Trip.
I
Yeah,
think
it's...
What's the plot of Shameless? Like, give me just a brief synopsis.
Basically survive by screwing over and conning anybody you can.
Makes sense.
They're just a shitty family.
Yeah, they're just shitty people.
They're just not good people who live a life that would be below what most people would want to live, and they're perfectly happy in it.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, like it's just like it. I feel like 5 minutes in their world, I would be like, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
And they don't just survive; they like
Embrace it.
yeah, if they had it another way, they would fuck it up. because they like the chaos.
Right.
Yeah. It's a fucking... Yeah, they're a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Like, the most normal one is the daughter. The oldest daughter.
It's a fucking mess.
And she's... The thing is that... basically what it is like... A lot of the characters, they, like, have good intentions to do the right thing, but they're such shitty people that they can't.
Right. I'm only on the first season, but I'm really impressed with it because I get tired of the feel good stories sometimes.
Yeah.
So there's no feel good in Shameless.
It's nice just to watch some fuck ups, and they're like unapologetic about the fact that they're fuck ups.
Right.
It's pretty good. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I got bored. Just thought I would see what the first episode was about.
Yeah, it just came out first of this month, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Shameless is real good. I suggest anybody watch it. I suggest you watch the Stranger Things too, Matt.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
if you
check
have
that
an
one out.
ounce of interest, but
Yeah, I intend to check that one out, especially if you think it's good and you think I'll like it. You've usually got a pretty good hold on things that I'll enjoy. So
the one thing I will tell you, just keep it in mind, but you do get answers. Just keep that in mind.
All right, so don't get frustrated with it.
Sometimes it gets to a point where you're like, "What the fuck are they ever gonna?" You do get answers.
Okay, roger that.
So,
yeah, there's I want to watch Shameless. Sounds good too. So I want to watch those two. And then if you guys haven't seen Flaked with Will Arnett, that one's really good too. It's a little bit more serious, but it's got this dark comedy kind of vibe to it. It's about a guy who's going through alcoholics.
yeah, is he in California?
Yeah, they're in Venice Beach, and he owns like a furniture store, but he never really goes to his job, and he's a recovering alcoholic that he killed somebody in a car accident, and it's just this story about him and his friends and this new girl that comes to town, and just kind of the weird fucked up life stuff. But it's everything as it gets fucked up is funny because you're like, there's no way that this could get any worse for any of these people, or like this guy can't win for losing kind of scenarios. It's a good show. I binge watched that in a weekend, and can't wait for the second season. The music's really good too if you're into kind of odd music that you might not hear anywhere else. Good show for that too.
Music in Stranger Things is fucking awesome.
Okay, let's move on to some headlines, some quickies.
All right. So Fallout 4's Vault-Tec Workshop Expansion, which will let you build a vault, fill it with dwellers, and then conduct experiments on them, is coming.
Which sounds great. Just tell me all that sounds really good to me.
Yeah, that's coming on the 26th of this month, July, if you're listening to it in a timely manner. It's going to be $5, and it comes out on the three big platforms, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I just want to say I do think it's available for Season Pass holders.
It's included?
Yeah, I believe
for $5, even if you had to spend it, you really can't miss that because conducting experiments on the Vault Dwellers.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Microsoft may have shuttered their Xbox Entertainment Studios, but they aren't ruling out a new mixed media project in the future along the lines of Quantum Break. Xbox boss Shannon Loftus told The Guardian that she would love to work on another project like this in the future. Of course she would. Right now, this is just talk. Don't get your hopes up.
Man, you kind of made that like a Debbie Downer.
Well, that's the kind of stuff you say in interviews.
Yeah.
Still, it's kind of like I thought it was a happy story, and you crushed me there at the end.
Well, it's because whatever.
Forza 6 is getting a new DLC pack, and it looks like it's the strangest collection of cars that they have released so far. And it is called the Turn 10 Select Car Pack.
Oh, that means...
they've got a giant... You know those like racing semis that they have?
Yes.
No.
It has one of those, but it also has the BMW Isetta, which is the Steve Urkel car.
Yeah.
All in one pack. And I'm going to buy this. I haven't bought any DLC yet for this game.
This actually looks pretty cool. Let's see. What else is on there? That 1980 Fiat is pretty cool.
The Fiat does look good. I'm actually interested in that Ford, the Browner Hawk. That looks cool.
Where's it at?
Under the McLaren. If you're looking at the actual picture.
There's the McLaren. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. The
It's interesting.
Yeah, that Chevy Cruze, the touring version of it, the 2014 Chevy Cruze looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's $7. It's going to come out July. Probably should have the date somewhere here.
I swear to God, I just saw it. I swear to God.
Yeah, me too. And now I can't find it.
$7.
It's really weird. I just saw it.
Yeah.
You want to just pick a date for it?
Coming out later
July
this
12th.
year.
July 12th.
So it's already out.
Yeah. Potentially this story is older.
Where the hell did I just see that? Oh, July
It's on the
content
video.
update right at the very bottom of it.
Oh, it's also on the video. If you look at the thumbnail for the video, so it's available July 12th.
Yes.
This is a pack I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's got some interesting cars in it.
Yeah.
I like that.
According to an Amazon product page for it, the Xbox One S Kinect Adapter, which you're going to need if you want to use the camera on the new system, is going to cost $40.
Over or under, they sell 10 of these.
Under.
Under.
These poor bastards.
All right. Is anybody playing Overwatch or intending to?
Not on this very podcast, but some of our listeners
Gotcha.
are.
I keep wanting to. But,
Me too. I
so-
keep wanting to try it.
Before you read this, it's worth noting that we completely ignored the fact that Anna came out last week.
Right.
Or it was announced, and she's on the you can play her on the PC right now.
Well, we can just skip this then.
But it looks like they're teasing a new character.
Yeah, I would assume that they're going to be releasing characters over time, because that's kind of the gist of this game, is that each character holds a place in the on the team.
Right.
So they just have to keep. It's Team Fortressy. You just kind of have.
This game is huge.
Yeah.
This game is huge.
It's a great looking game, and I really want to play it.
Man.
I think that. So this is the kind of multiplayer game that I would be interested in all of us getting into, because it's not about kills. It's not about.
It's about
winning.
mission based.
Yeah.
It's about playing your
class,
role.
right? Like if you want
Right.
to play
Your class.
support, all you have to do is make sure everybody doesn't die, right? You pick your role, and then
Right.
you make sure you're doing that to help your team win. There's no bullshittery of like, oh man, why didn't you shoot that guy who's standing behind me? Well, because I'm the guy who's meant to keep you alive, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
there's no longer an excuse, because there's not a kill count. There's just, did we win or didn't we win? And
Yep.
to me, that seems like it would work well for us.
Some people would say know your role.
Yeah,
I want to try it.
So let's
Now,
Some people-
here's what's interesting. This
Probably
game is
just
doing
fine.
great. But
Dude, I
but
can't find it
Battleborn-
anywhere. We went to Best Buy earlier last week, and I was actually going to pick a copy of it up, and they are sold completely out still.
Yeah, it's doing it's
Battleborn
huge.
last week, one day, like maybe a Tuesday, only had 600 people playing it on Steam.
Wow.
Jesus.
The complete opposite of this game.
Yeah.
And I expect Battleborn to go free really soon to try to help. But Overwatch is everywhere. Everyone that's not playing Pokemon Go is at home playing Overwatch, apparently.
Yeah. I think this is going to be the game that I get to. I think I'm going to get Overwatch and No Man's Sky to hold me over to Last Guardian and WWE in October. Because everything else that I want comes out in 2017.
Right.
What a weird fucking mixture.
It really is, man. But
Overwatch, No Man's Sky, The Last Guardian, and WWE.
well, WWE is probably
Right.
my second.
One of these
favorite
things
game.
is not like
Right.
the others.
But I like a good story game. I like a good team-based multiplayer game. I like a good wrestling game, and I like a good exploration game sometimes. So I think it kind of covers all bases. Also, it's like that car pack. There's something for everybody.
It's like the Turn 10 Select Car Pack available July 12th
Right,
for $7.
It's the Turn 10 Matt game pack.
Yeah.
All right.
Available 5 days ago.
All right, so
Hey.
No Man's Sky, let's talk about this. The headline is, what can you do in No Man's Sky? But then what you've given me to read is nothing about No Man's Sky.
So I'll take
Okay.
this. I prepared this for
Yeah.
myself. So no one knows what the fuck No Man's Sky is.
Right.
I think that's fair to say at this point. You think you know, but you probably don't know. So on the PlayStation blog, they are releasing 4 videos which will show you what you do in No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Sean Murray has said there are 4 pillars to the game. These 4 pillars are explore, trade, fight, and survive. So they're releasing 4 videos. The first one is the one that you didn't fucking need. It's explore. So right now, if you're interested, you head over to the PlayStation blog and you can watch. It's like a minute and a half, and basically it just shows you exploring.
Yes.
I think it's these videos that start coming out, though, over the next weeks that show these other things that people will get more excited or less excited about No Man's Sky. There is a full video you can watch with Anthony Carboni where he talks to Sean Murray from Hello Games, and you can get a really good idea for what the game is through that interview, but I also think these little minute and a half clips are all you need also. The other thing that people are losing their shit about is that No Man's Sky is only 6 gigs on a disc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense, though.
And Sean said most of that is audio.
It's a procedurally generated game. That makes sense.
Right. So people are up in arms about this.
Because I think it's not going to have anything to it.
Because it's supposed to have, 800 quadrillion, billion, gazillion planets, and then it's only 6 gigs.
Yeah, but what that tells you, it's got some really, really, really nice audio, some really, really, really nice texturing, and then the rest of it is done in the horsepower of the PlayStation. So,
I mean, he the first thing he said, in the tweet he says, it's only 6, but keep in mind, that's mostly audio.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted people to fucking flip out about it.
Yeah, I assume that like the models there are chunks, but then it's up to the GPU and the CPU and the PlayStation to build the world dynamically so that it doesn't have to take up a lot of space and so that it loads fast. I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think this game is going to be the most amazing thing to some people and the weirdest fucking strange pile of dog shit for other people.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm excited.
I think you're going to be all or this game is going to either be all or nothing.
I think people have to remember that 13 people worked on this game.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not a AAA game.
What I hope it isn't is small. The scope needs to feel as big as they keep saying that it is. Gameplay, I'm open to anything, but the scope of the game, they keep saying you can play for your entire lifetime and only explore 1% of the universe, and your friends will never see where you've been. And all, that has to be real. If that's not real, the game is a loss.
I think they're okay there. Where I think they may not be okay is the gameplay might be really, really small.
Right.
I don't think the game is small. I think the gameplay might be small.
You're going to be very limited in what you can do.
Right, it is very much a resource gathering, trading, collecting, exploration game.
Yeah. Now
and I think the fighting and the combat is very minimal. I actually hope it is.
Yeah. I'm more interested in hey, can I get the resource to get a better ship to go further? How do I get to the next planet to see what's there versus how do I kill somebody if I run into them?
I'm looking forward to just exploring all the different planets and see how...
All I want to do is explore the planets and talk to you guys about what I see.
I just don't want... The thing I'm afraid is going to happen is with the scope of the game, as large as the game appears to be, I'm afraid that all of the planets are going to start to look and feel very similar.
Well, I wonder that about the I guess creatures or aliens or whatever you want to call them that inhabit each planet.
You'll start seeing the same fish at different planets with different names.
Is it just 1,000 different components that the computer mangles together however they want?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think to Dan's point, I'm scared that every gas planet will have the same animals and look the same, and so instead of having this gas planet versus this gas, instead of running into a bunch of unique gas planets, you get into a system of gas planets and they're all the same planet and you didn't need to explore any of them. But I'm interested.
Right, they're just slightly bigger, slightly smaller.
Right. What I'm interested in is the fact that Sean Murray has said that you can play the entire game and never leave the first planet that you start on. The planets are planet-sized. So if you didn't have the ship to fly around, if your ship gets destroyed while you're on the planet and you're marooned, you still have enough to do on that planet that you don't...
But what is the what is that?
Yeah, I'd gather resources maybe and attempt to get
You
off.
can't build. You can't homestead. Like what?
I assume that it's that the survival, because the temperature makes a difference, the breathable air makes a difference.
Like if it's cold, like you have to be able, like you have to like blow up a rock structure and get inside at night. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot to.
Yeah, I
this
think
game.
it's pretty basic survival stuff, though. I don't think you're building bases and like making a planet.
No,
your
you're
own.
not. But there's a lot to this game that's not just, hey, go out and check out this new planet and go to this next
Right.
planet.
Yeah.
Like there is a game there. I just don't know how deep it is.
The only thing that I'm disappointed by, and still have been since they announced this, was that there's no chance of the three of us meeting up and exploring together. I think that's a misstep.
I would like that, but I also think there's something to the water cooler talk that will happen because people play this game.
Yeah, but
You know, I've been blowing up a friend of ours' phone all week long with the Pokemon I'm catching. And he's doing the same for me, and I think No Man's Sky has the potential to do that, where I can send you, like, look at this fucking planet, and you're like, yeah, well, look at this thing with fucking horns growing out of its ass.
yeah,
Like, I think it has the ability to do that, because I don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know what planet you're on. I don't fucking understand where you're at. I've never seen anything that looks like
right,
that.
and you may never. Yeah,
I can
Right.
see that too.
yeah. But
So I think that's
I
kinda
also
neat.
am interested in just flying around in space, like going to an asteroid field and just being there. You know, like
Yeah.
Fucking
just
asteroid.
looking at
Fucking asteroid.
outer space. All I want to do is zoom out and look at the scope of the universe too, like that demo that they do. I
Right,
want
where they show you how fucking
Dude, I
tiny
wanna
and
see-
insignificant you
yeah,
are.
I want to see that, because that is so real life that I want to see that. That's probably as real as a video game's ever been.
Looks good.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for the show, or you want to talk about everything Nintendo's doing or not doing, or No Man's Sky, write in podcast@Gamestitch.com. Let us know. Hit us up. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at @game_stitch, and you can submit any questions, comments, or concerns over there also. And we may or may not read them on this podcast, depending on how much attention we're paying. Maybe we get them through. Maybe we get them 3 weeks after.
That's mostly you, by the way.
Why should it be my fault?
Yeah, technically, I watch the Twitter feed, so that's kind of on me.
Technically, Matt is a social media manager.
Okay.
That's kind of on me.
Right. Now, here's what I will say, though. It's time for our newest segment. My favorite segment, Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past, we dust off an old gem, and we shove it down your fucking throat as hard as we can.
Yeah.
Into your ears. And this week, it's my turn. And I told you last week I had a doozy.
You did say you had a doozy. I didn't know if you meant that facetiously or not, so I guess we're going to find out.
I think it's a real doozy. Do you think you have a guess? Does anybody think they know what this is?
It's probably something ridiculous.
Oh, it's
Can
something
you tell me the
ridiculous.
console?
Dreamcast, because you're going to fucking know, probably.
On the Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Jet Set Radio.
No. Good guess, but no. It's a good game. You should play that, too.
It is a good game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hang on. The Dreamcast.
You don't know either, Matt.
Matt's on.
You can
Matt's
act like
on Dreamcast Wiki over
you
there.
can act like you're close, but you don't. No.
All I can think is the two games that anybody ever played, which is Sonic Adventures and Shenmue.
Both of those are
But
incorrect.
Fire Pro Wrestling D is the one that I would choose for myself.
The answer is Seaman.
Oh, Leonard Nimoy.
The Seaman. It was voiced by Leonard Nimoy in the U.S. Exactly. I told you it was a doozy.
It's a fucking doozy, all right.
Published by Sega. One of the few games that took advantage of the microphone that the Dreamcast had.
Yeah.
You plug in the foam microphone.
I fucking think Seaman was creepy.
It was released in August
it was a
2000.
fish body with a face on it.
I know.
Right.
Fucking
Right.
creepy.
And you talked to him.
Yeah, and he talked
And he
to
talked
you.
back.
He was a virtual video game pet.
A virtual Spock fish.
Yeah. He was fucking weird. He was kind of a son of a bitch, to be honest. I like this game a whole lot. I played probably more hours than I should ever admit. I probably played 60 to 70 hours of Seaman.
Oh my god.
Because I was so fucking weirded out.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I'll
Okay,
give you.
I would just put it on and just fucking be confused.
Right.
My dad didn't want to buy this for me.
But yeah,
Like,
it's
because
weird.
the cover itself was fucking creepy.
Because I don't think he had any idea what it was.
Also, it was called Seaman.
Right. Well, there's that.
Right.
I don't know. This is a neat game. If you have never seen semen, if you've never seen it anywhere, YouTube that thing, and you'll be like, "What the fuck
Just
is this?"
YouTube semen.
Yeah. YouTube semen, and watch the first video that comes up.
Oh my god.
Or maybe, better yet, Daily Motion semen. And just see what
Just
comes up. Because YouTube's not going to show you anything too raunchy.
Yeah. Pornhub semen.
Semen Pokemon
Yeah. You'll get what you're
on
after.
Pornhub.
Oh god.
Pikachu Hardcore Anal.
What an unfortunate
On
name for a
Pornhub.
game.
Semen?
Yeah.
It's exactly what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
The cover was like a road sign that said "Caution Semen," and he had like a like in his frog form with a human face.
I forgot he changed. He evolves.
Yeah, that game was fucking
That
brilliant.
game was the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
I still got my original semen.
What's his? Did you don't name the semen, do you? There's a
I
way
don't
that
even
you
remember.
address him, but I don't remember.
I don't even remember. I still have my microphone.
Right.
I kind of want to play this now.
There's a guy in he's the developmental director for WWE, and his name is Canyon Seaman, which I also find to be an unfortunate name.
Yeah. It's better than like touch my semen.
Taste my semen.
Eat my.
Remind me to tell you a story about a funny name after this podcast. I can't say it on here without being racist.
Is it
But I'll tell you after the podcast.
is it much
But you'll be racist afterwards, so that's okay.
Well, let me tell you what'll happen. No, I won't be racist. But your mind is going to immediately go somewhere,
Dude,
and then I'm going to pull it back in.
Just say
Okay.
it.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
No,
Jesus.
don't. Hold off on it.
If you've got a suggestion for us, or you want to tell us what your Gone But Not Forgotten gem is, then make sure you hit us up on Twitter at @game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF.
Yeah.
Gone But Not Forgotten. What do you think about that pick?
It's a good one. It wasn't what I would have picked, but it's a good one.
Yeah,
Right.
it's definitely gone, but not, well,
Yeah.
it's definitely gone. Maybe should have been forgotten, but
I keep
You bite your tongue. You bite your tongue.
I keep missing my week, so I've been sitting on a good one for 2 weeks now.
That's what you do. Sit on it.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
oh shit, fucking jokes.
Yeah. See, you thought that one was a joke earlier.
That one
wasn't
was.
a joke.
The one
Yeah.
before that wasn't it?
It was good
That
too.
one was. The one you said before it wasn't a good joke.
If you've got some sweet dad jokes for us, make sure you follow us on Twitter. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Tallhurst2002, and Matt is at Goddammit Matt. We like a good joke. We like puns. Puns are really good.
But they got to be
Dad
real puns.
jokes.
They have to be real puns. I got somebody on my Facebook feed keeps sharing
Not to be
this.
confused with Big Pun.
Yeah, somebody on my Facebook feed keeps sharing this these videos that there's this girl. There's this black chick that like goes around in supermarkets, and she was like saying the names of detergents like in a sentence and like holding the bottle up whenever she would say the name of the detergent in the sentence like it was a pun. That's not what a pun is. So if you're gonna send us puns, make them real puns. God damn it.
You can do whatever you want to. Cause you're
Brought to you by the
grown-ups.
Association of Puns.
Yeah, a pun is a sound
this station.
is a sound similar word that could easily be mistaken.
Like it's punny.
It's punny. Exactly, that's a pun. You got it right.
Uh-huh.
Like I think you meant da 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 right instead of think because that's a pun.
It's about zinc.
Yeah, the mineral.
Right.
Right.
I think you forgot the joke.
Yeah.
It's
see?
brought to you by
That's a
Matt,
pun.
the grammar Gestapo.
Right, but you can't be like that's all they said and hold up a bottle of all. That's not a pun.
I don't know. That's pretty good.
It is
That's
funny.
pretty good.
But it's not a
pretty
pun. Let's
good.
be clear. It's not a pun.
What if I was like and then I held up a bottle of Tide and I was like, it's coming in.
There's a play on words and then a pun, which is a very particular kind of play on words, and there's two different things.
Or there's a nice summer breeze outside.
Right, but that's not a
held it
pun.
up.
That's
It's real
that's
good, though.
just that's like a
Is it a pun if
Gallagher
the
like
is it a pun if the actual bottle of Summer Breeze is outside?
Or if I rip my shirt off and I have a picture of the summer breeze outside.
No, it's not the same thing. One of them is what the hell is it called? One of them's basically prop comedy, like what Gallagher did.
Promedy.
And then one of them is an actual pun, which is where you use a different word that sounds similar.
What if I make it a magic trick?
Well, it's definitely cooler.
What if I ask the question, throw a stack of cards, and then when you unpile them, there's some summer breeze underneath there? Kind of like I just tossed a pack of cards onto a box and or carton. I don't know what summer breeze comes
It's
in.
hard to say.
If I just tossed one on the product.
I'm going to go with not a pun.
Not a pun, but definitely something I'd like to see.
Possibly not a magic trick.
Listen, it sounds like Walgreens magic to me. I'm just going to tell you. It sounds like that's the kind of place where you see that kind of.
It sounds like the old magic tricks you could send off for in the back of comic books in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. Those are good.
Yep.
Along with sea monkeys.
Oh, sea monkeys. The motherfuckers.
And the X-ray. Don't forget the X-ray specs.
Let me tell you the problem with sea monkeys. The fucking packaging.
Yeah.
It got me so goddamn hype every time. Because I wanted a monkey with fins.
Yeah, they're definitely not that.
No.
What you get are like dust particles that float around the water.
Yeah. It's hard to say whether or not it's actually a living organism.
It's hard to say what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It's some sort of shrimp.
I'll tell you what I know.
Fine,
It's
I
not a sea monkey.
It's possible it's just plankton.
I always just drank mine after a couple days.
Wow, really?
No.
No. Have you ever met
That'd be-
him? Of course you didn't.
That'd be hardcore. I don't eat seafood.
That would be hard. I don't know. Does sea dust count as seafood?
They're monkeys. Now, if anyone ever made an actual sea monkey, that thing would be hotter
Not
than
to be
Pokemon
confused
Go.
with a sea man.
Right.
Really? You think a sea monkey's
No.
going to be any less creepy than a sea man?
No, maybe they're creepy, but if someone sold a fish with a human face that talked to you, people would line up to
I
fucking
would
buy
not.
that.
No.
I would
fuck
not.
all that.
Nope. I would kill it
I would.
with fire.
I'd have a whole aquarium full of them.
No.
They'd having a conversation like, you guys keep it down?
My God. What are you going to do when they evolve and rise up and like bite your face in your sleep?
They're not going to bite the owner's face. They're going to bite all these fuckers that didn't believe.
That's not true.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
They
Skynet
take-
knows
That's
no
100%
boundaries.
true.
Yeah.
Skynet. This has been episode 184 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. Thanks for being here, guys.
Is that to us or to the listeners?
Yeah.
That's to listeners. I don't give a shit if you guys
I
are
mean,
here.
it should be to us. We're the only ones that show up every week.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I think that's pretty
You
safe
don't
to
know that.
say.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for making us a part of your day, your journey.
Your life, your existence.
You're probably out Pokemon and going right now. You got the podcast playing in your earbuds.
Or playing Overwatch.
Or playing Overwatch. The only two things we're allowing you to do at this point. But yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure you rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spreaker, Podcrasher. I made that last one.
Google Music Play.
Google Play Music.
Yeah, I finally got us
Drive.
working on there. So
We're on SoundCloud.
finally downloaded listened to one of our shows on Google Play Music.
I told you I found it. It was there. They're there.
It takes a hot minute, and that app is terrible. But
That app is garbage water for sure. But we are there if that is your preferred method of listening to a podcast.
yeah,
Be sure to rate us on there, follow us, subscribe, like, share, poke us, heart us, love us. Tell your friends about us. Anybody have anything they want to add before Dan closes with his final thought?
I'm good.
Okay, sure. I was really just talking to you because Dan's going to get a chance
Yeah,
to talk.
I'm good.
Yes.
We end each and every episode with a segment we like to call One Final Thing with Uncle Dan.
I was watching a Let's Play of some of the... Just because I was in a weird mood, so I was watching some Let's Plays of some of the old Zelda games. Have you ever realized that, okay, in the Zelda games, you have a dungeon key, okay? You get the dungeon key and it works on any door, but it only works once. That is the exact fucking opposite of how a key is supposed to fucking work.
But I wish
A key is
I wish
supposed to
that's
work
how
on only
keys
one
work.
door and work as many times as you want it to.
I wish
in
that's how
Zelda-
keys worked.
Well, me too, but in Zelda they work on any door, but can only be used one time.
Right.
It's the exact opposite of how a key is supposed to fucking
I wish if you
work.
found a key outside, it would open any house, but only once. Any house, but just the one time.
Why? Whose house are you wanting to go into?
Don't worry about that. That's another off the podcast conversation.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part to protect the community.
Are you?
I am.
Maybe I need to go in for a good reason. Maybe I know somebody's making something bad.
I
and
met
wanna
you.
go
I
in
know
there
better.
they're making gack at home, and I'm not going to stand for that shit. They've got their borax in there just going wild. You ever make gack?
Nope. But
Matt, I know you had to be a part of making
Elmer's
gack.
glue, borax, and a little bit of food coloring.
Yeah, we made it in school,
Yeah.
I think.
What's that stretchy crap?
Yeah. It's kind of
Gack is like,
kinda like
you shove your finger in it and it farts.
Yeah.
It's kind of
We
wet,
also made
but it's
that.
not.
What was that? The non-nucleo whatever fluid that like it was supposed to be like it was the other one, not gack, but there was another one that you make with like flour and stuff. And if you smack it, it's hard as a rock. But if you play with it, it stays loose. Can't remember what that one was called.
I don't know. I was thinking about gack. Because gack always, when you touch gack, it's like wet and nasty.
Yeah,
But then when you pull your finger away, it's not.
yeah.
But then your fingers smell real bad.
It's the
What
borax.
had to do with the farting?
Maybe because it busted ass on your finger. You're not wrong. This episode also brought to you by gack.
Also, another word for, I believe, meth.
Gack?
Yeah.
You on that gack?
Yep,
Really?
I believe so.
I don't know. I'm not
I
up on
hope
all
so.
the methamphetamine
I hope so.
Yeah, I
ins
think
and outs, Matt.
I think gack is another word for meth.
This train's leaving the station. This has been episode 184. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.